This is a shoe with a review of a very unique shoe from Nike. This is called the Nike Zoom Vista X with the word grind for a special reason. This initially I think they only had women's size. I don't know if some countries they have men's size, but most men who are crazy about this particular shoe, they're actually just getting women's shoe with 1.5 size up so that they can squeeze their feet in. For the ladies who actually want this, it actually fits pretty big. You might want to go through the size or half a size down depending on how narrow your shoe your feet is. Yeah, it's the upper material is pretty roomy. It's not constricting and rigid at all. So yeah, that's something for you to consider. It's not exactly a performance wear, but what stands out is the super thickness of the midsole. But yeah, it's not as unstable as it looks. You're not going to be living in constant fear of snapping your ankle to the side just because you're walking on this platform-like shoe. The outsole, it looks like a Caterpillar or construction site boot type of outsole. So you don't expect traction, but you can anticipate some degree of durability. The black area, as you can see, are the Zoom X. They've actually used Zoom X with this. The carrier is a very soft foam. I don't know if it's Lunarlon or React or just some really soft EVA foam. But what you see inside, yeah, these little bits, they're Zoom X. But the reason why it's called grind is because the Zoom X is, I suppose, it's expensive for Nike to produce. Even performance shoes like the Pegasus Turbo, they've only had 50% Zoom X and 50% React, and they didn't specify it was only 50% Zoom X, but that's how cheap, stingy they are with Zoom X. For the Kipchoge marathon runners, the Vaporfly N% and the Vaporfly 3%, they had such limited releases, so the magic of full Zoom Air could not be felt by anyone. This one, the leftover from the Zoom X material from making those shoes, they're grinding it up and they're putting it here and lots of glue in between. You can actually feel the plushness and the response of the Zoom in it. But yeah, the Zoom X is great, but because they're ground up and kind of have some adhesives in between, so there are little gaps in between the Zoom X inside. So once you start walking in them, you'll hear a lot of farting noises, noises as you walk back and forth while rocking these shoes. The price, slightly over $100, not too bad, but I wish they came in. I love this concept of having a recycled Zoom inside a carrier. I wish they would use this to more a functional, performance-oriented design next time. But if you're really curious about the shoe, get them. It's very plush. It's Zoom X at its most naked and finest. But of course, it will be risky to actually use this for sporting activities. I mean, it's not as dangerous as it looks, but there's always a risk. It only weighs about slightly under 300 grams for this size, size 250. So I guess that's a US size 8.